The cluster of exemplary leadership practices, known as enabling others to act, can also be called empowering others to act. In the allied health professions, the term enabling has specific connotations that don't need to distract us here. Regardless of the verb, these practices are about helping people recognize that they are able or have the power to act and to make a difference. Empowering others requires that you trust them, that they can feel you have confidence in them. Sometimes in order to feel empowered, people need to have all the materials or resources that they need to successfully accomplish the goal. You have to have their back. You have to support them in case things don't go according to plan. Finally, people will not truly feel empowered unless the leader is authentic in showing trust and giving assurances. Channing Tate is an experienced researcher who was asked to supervise some staff while the manager was on leave. She quickly realized that her new staff could do things they had not done before and do more than they thought they could.
One thing I did was to enact team lunches where I'd take them out to lunch and we would not talk about work. And I would try to get to know them and let them get to know me. And through that, I was able to find out what they were really interested in. So one of the girls I found out has a degree in computer science. So I thought, great, you handle all of the computer and database stuff. And so I just gave her carte blanche, free rein to handle all of that stuff. And it worked out great. She felt really good that I trusted her because she'd not been in a situation where she was trusted just to go on and do what she knew how to do. And the other team member was really interested in lab techniques. And so I said, fine, you're the lab person. Set up our lab, order our supplies, do all this other stuff. And, you know, she was a little bit hesitant at first and I held her hand a little bit, but it worked out great. I taught her how to order supplies and the feedback I got from them was really great. They really appreciated that I gave them, that I had trust in them, that I had confidence in them. They really thanked me for helping them and teaching them how to do those little things like ordering supplies and organizing a lab, things that they knew how to do but really weren't ever empowered to do on their own.
Channing also told us that the staff recognized that she trusted them and had confidence in them. One can be successful at communicating that trust and confidence only if it is authentic. A way to show that your confidence is authentic is to be specific about why you are confident.
Personally, I have to admit, it felt really, really good to have them come back to me and say, thank you for teaching us, thank you for helping us. And then on the other side, it was awesome to see their potential. You know, I was kind of told that these girls were kind of worker bees and didn't really have a lot of expertise. But what I found is that they're brilliant and that they're both incredibly talented. And, you know, now I can really push and go back to their supervisor and say, look, they need more responsibility.
We know that Channing successfully empowered these staff members because they thanked her for doing just that. Not only did that feel satisfying to everyone, but these staff members will be operating at a higher level moving forward, and Channing is more likely to empower others in the future. In a sweet reminder that we can empower others in our personal lives as well as at work, Channing tells us about the impact of showing her nephew that she had confidence in his ability.
It seems to cross over into all aspects of my life. Like, you know, I have these nephews that I adore, and the older one really, really likes to cook. And so I was babysitting the other night, and we made brownies. And I said, okay, here's the recipe. You can read, follow it. And he was like so excited because his mother never lets him cook anything. She doesn't trust him to like not make a huge mess in the kitchen. He made a huge mess, you know, I just cleaned it up. The dog got to lick some chocolate off the floor before I got it. And he was just so proud of himself and the brownies, and it just, so it's, you know, he was so excited. And so these practices really do transfer over into all aspects of my life.
Randy Brown is an environment scientist who works for a regulatory agency and implemented an award-winning project. The project involved training residents of Native American nations to implement water quality monitoring on the reservations. Not only did the scientists empower the locals with monitoring and evaluation skills, but the scientists' supervisors empowered them to try this experiment. A team from the tribes was able to take over all of the processes, from data collection and interpretation through mitigation.
They saw the value, and the beauty of it was a total empowerment from the highest level down, saying, you know, this is a great idea, go forth and do good things. And so, and we scheduled periodic check-ins with senior management to brief them to make sure that, you know, we were either on track or that we wasn't going down a road that we didn't necessarily have authorization to do. So I think on both levels it happened. I think senior management empowered us, and we gave us the free rein, and then us as the steering committee that was overseeing the process, once the team picked up and started taking on some of these roles, which we really felt they needed to do, we backed off and empowered the team to fully take charge. And they started telling us what to do. And it worked out very well.
Randy also describes the best outcome of empowering others, that once empowered, everyone is able to lead from their strengths, and together we can achieve things not previously imagined.
So now we're seeing tribes that are actually able to not only collect the data on themselves, but evaluate the data, start to analyze the data, start to look at grafting that data spatially, looking at some trends in that data, and then saying, what can we do from kind of a land use practice standpoint to change existing land use practices in a way that would maybe be more protective, and so working on that. And then of course we have some folks that we work with that are so far out there that, you know, they're teaching us, and that's a beautiful thing.
The experience of empowerment comes from doing something that you have never done before or that you did not know you could actually do. Remember the power you felt as a child when you first learned to read or ride a bike? As adults, we can still experience that motivating sense of marvel when we acquire a new skill or realize a goal. In public and environmental health, we need to muster as much of that power as we can to protect our environments and secure a healthy future for everyone.